We're good. We're live. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Community Roundtable here in the Gumdolph Kingdom. My name is Wild Paparazzi, joined always by our gracious host, Gumdolph the Gray. What is up, Vinny? Oh, not bad, not bad. Sorry for the delay, folks. I'm the reason why we're a little late on the start here. So we're doing good though. We're playing Killer Instinct tonight, and we're back for a interview style Community Roundtable. We got folks that have been on the table before, but we haven't learned their backgrounds or their origin stories here tonight. So before I get introduce our guests here, just want to take a moment, thank our sponsors here. We have Junk Food Custom Arcades. If you haven't checked them out, be sure to do so. They have all sorts of hitboxes, arcade sticks, fight sticks, stack boxes, things of that nature. So if you're looking to step a game up, play a little bit of fighting games on some new fighting game peripherals, check out Junk Food Custom Arcades. Well, of course, we got to shout out the shop there, Microgame Play and Trade. So, Vinny, yourself, and of course, Chris, who works down at the Microgame Play and Trade, the site of our monthlies, which are hosted by Syracuse Sucker Punch, our next sponsor here. So, of course, got to shout out the Godfather FGC, DJ Silence, aka Kenyon, and Syracuse Sucker Punch. If you're looking to play monthly, looking for some good old fighting games once a month here, we're going to be having one coming up here at the 25th. Which I'm sure we'll be talking about at some point towards the end of this Community Roundtable. And then finally, got to talk about our brethren over at the Attack from All Sides guys. Kangaskhan putting on the weeklies down at Three Lives, which is a barcade down in the city of Syracuse. So if you're looking to play a little bit of fighting games weekly, be sure to check out the Attack from All Sides guys, who are also hosting quarterly events as well. And we went through and we talked about that, I believe, on the last time we were on the Community Roundtable. So, Vinny, there's the sponsors. Let's get to our guest tonight. First and foremost, making his return, we have Pat from Wires Don't Talk. What's going on?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to the Community Roundtable. I think this is, your second one, right?
I believe so, yeah. I think we talked music last time.
Perfect. Can't wait. We're going to be talking about your origin stories and what you got into fighting games, things like that. Before we do so, we got to call out the man. Comes from my hometown, Rochester, New York, Capconian. What's going on?
What's going on, y'all?
Thank you for coming back. I know you were on last week, I believe, right? Talking about Frosty Faustings?
That's correct.
So we got a lot of good stuff tonight. We're playing Killer Instinct here. I'm going to jump into the lobby here at some point. But we're going to get going, asking some questions. And Vinny, I believe you have all the questions, so if you want to start.
I have the first question. Gentlemen, what was the first fighting game you ever played? Whichever one of you wants to answer first, go ahead.
Capconian, you can start it off. You can start us off.
Perfect. Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition.
I feel like that's a classic for most people. Would you play it on? You play it on
Genesis.
Yeah.
I even asked my mom to get me like a 6-button pad because back in the day you had to press the start button to switch from punches to.
Dude, I know. Wasn't that a wild thing? To switch from punches to kicks, you had to press the start button on the 3-button pad.
Oh yeah. The best part was that my family were all like and geeks. So my stepfather and my mother both played Street Fighter.
Man, that's awesome. Who was the first character you picked?
Guile.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Most people I feel like go with Blanca. That was definitely my first one I looked at because I was like, oh yeah, this dude, the monster, you know?
Oh no, like back in PR, most of my family are like in the quote unquote, we're like in a political party that we believe in statehood. So we were all basically like American fanboys, like NA fanboys.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be the military dude instead of being that stupid dude with the white gi or the blonde dude with the red. Everyone liked them. I'm like, that
basic.
makes no sense. Yeah, too basic.
They're basic. Let's be the American-made man with the top hat, flat top there.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Now, is that I know you were during the last tournament there. Were you guys playing Super Turbo? Is that what was playing?
I played Super Turbo.
Were you playing Guile in that?
No, that was my first tournament playing as Claw.
Oh, okay.
Long story short, I've been playing Guile since then. Like, I've straight up been playing Guile, like, the whole time. The only time I've not played Guile was in Third Strike, because Guile wasn't there. So, we have a very dedicated Super Turbo player called Dan, Weird Looking Hippo. He plays Balrog, and I learned that high-level Guile versus Boxer is incredibly bad, to the point that I just got tired of it, and I with him and other friends, they helped me like try to look for another character so I could play. So I went through a few characters. I ended up going on Claw.
Yeah. I feel like Claw is definitely another good character that most people, when they start out, check him out and look, because he's got the actual claw, he's got the mask, flies around on stage. Always a good choice. Okay, fair enough. Pat, what about you? What was the first fighting game you played?
That would be Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo.
Oh, Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat 2?
It's I came over to my buddy's house. Him and his brother were like, "Oh, we're playing this game." It's like the classic story of that, and I was like, "This looks ridiculous." And it was Baraka versus Raiden, and I remember that specifically because they only knew how to do Raiden's like flying forward move and Baraka's like scissor move, and
The
that's,
Bobble.
yeah. So that's how I first learned about it, and then I didn't touch it for years, after.
Mortal Kombat 2 was like my second or third fighting.
It was in the first three. So, who's your favorite fighting game character of all time? Any game, any iteration. Who's top dog?
Oof, the problem I'm thinking, because it's tied. I'm tied between two, and I gotta like tie break.
What are the two? Who are the two?
Nash and Terry Bogard.
I'm gonna be that guy. I think Terry Bogard's cool. Personally.
The thing
For you,
the
who
thing
rises above the other?
for me, it's Terry, mostly due to legacy. To the point that I usually play zoners in fighting games, but Terry is like that character that if I don't play, period, I just can't play that game.
Okay.
Like, I survived not playing Nash in Street Fighter V, but I just can't bear to play a KOF or a Garo game without Terry.
Fair enough. Terry is up there, man. He's cool. Yeah, what about you?
I'm gonna say Noob Saibot. He was specifically MK9 was when I really loved him. He, his story, his design, his name origins being named after two creators, his voiceover in the music mindset, and just his power, the ability to have that kind of shadow version of you and just wreaking havoc on people. So I'd say him for Mortal Kombat 9.
Okay. Good answer. Still getting variety of it. So I'll hit you with my favorites. Who do you think is the most aesthetically pleasing fighting game character ever made?
As in, they look really cool to the point that, oh my god, the drip
Yes,
and...
you see this character and you're like, bro, this is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Wow. Well, I could just end up saying every Iaido, like, based character, but that would be a cop-out. Oof.
One of the tougher ones. Next one's a little tough too, so.
I can go first.
Go ahead.
This one's a tough one. I'm gonna say I keep saying this series. I'm gonna say Scorpion from Mortal Kombat,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say that because to me Ryu is actually the most aesthetically pleasing. because you get everything you need. He's a fighter. He's got his headband. He's got his gloves. He's ready to go. But to me, Scorpion was the one that was like, hey, you can be like a regular karate guy, or you can be this gold ninja and throws this whip out and all this kind of stuff. And to me, I always feel like Scorpion was the cool character that made you go, what game is that? I want to try it out. So I'm going to go with Scorpion, I think.
Good answer. I like that answer. All right, Cap.
I feel like it really is a tough answer for me because I think the only character that I can beat out from the variety of characters I'm thinking is Johnny from Guilty Gear, because not only does he aesthetically look amazing, but his entire kit looks aesthetically pleasing as well, to the point that everything about him is just cool, from coin tossing to his attitude to the point that he's voiced by Norio Wakamoto.
You just got plus like 10 Gundalf
I was gonna
points
say
for
you
that
got
answer.
big Vinny points on that one.
Johnny's one of my favorite fighting game characters of all time. Top 3 easily. Can't wait for him to not come to Strive.
If you yell and complain enough, he might.
Look
Look
at
at how-
what are the
look at-
lobby parameters?
8 fail, fun players only.
There you go. There you go, Jay. 8 fail, fun players only.
Ooh.
Yeah, you just got plus 10 Vinny points there. I respect your answer, sir. Let's see if you can get more. Who's the ugliest character ever made?
Look,
Like, this
Look at
character
that person's
shows up.
name.
This character shows up on the screen, and you're like, man, I fucking hate this guy.
Rufus.
This dude's
Street
so
Fighter
ugly,
4.
he shouldn't even be in the game.
Is it an ugly character in terms of, like, they're designed to be ugly? Or is it
Yes,
somebody
like
who,
this
like, they didn't-
character is just so disgusting, you can't stand them. Rufus was a big answer. I also think
I'm looking for the name of the character that I'm thinking of, because I could give you the easy answer, but I'm giving you my personal answer.
I want both answers.
The easy answer is Kusaragedo from Samurai Showdown.
Okay.
My personal answer is Sylvie from
Oh,
KOF 14.
Sylvie, poor Sylvie.
I
I hate that
why?
character too.
Why? Why?
You know what the shitty part is? She's coming back.
But no. She's coming back, but her suit changes and it's a lot better.
She's still coming back.
That's fine, as long as she doesn't come with that god-awful outfit.
Fair enough. I remember everybody hating on that character, dude. Everybody hated that character. Pat, what about you?
I think, God, this might be controversial. I'm curious if this is. I never liked Akuma's design. I've never.
I
liked
can
his-
see that. I can see that.
Like
Classic Akuma or Street Fighter 5 Akuma?
Classic.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how. I mean, Blanca's the easy one to say there, but I don't know. Classic one. I maybe I was bitter because he always beat me up. Maybe it's just I never forgave him, but I don't know. It just never vibed with me.
Okay.
See, I wouldn't say it's controversial, but I would offer the point that I always thought Third Strike Akuma was probably the best looking Akuma, and 5, the Lion Mane, I was never a fan of.
Third Strike Akuma.
I'm okay with Akuma in general. I don't really have any complaints. I can understand the argument, but I don't have any I have a neutral opinion about Akuma.
Wasn't Akuma in Third Strike like one of the better characters?
No, Akuma
No?
was bottom
He was
3.
bad.
Really?
Yes,
I would have thought with the air fireballs and everything like that.
he's like bottom 3, bottom 4. The problem with Akuma in Third Strike was that he had one of the lowest health points in the game and one of the lowest stuns in the game. There were characters in the top bracket of the game that can one-touch Akuma, like Makoto. Makoto could literally do the lazy Super R2 combo and kill Akuma, or at worst, put him at 85% damage.
Yeah, I always knew Akuma had a low health pool, but I always thought he made up with that with like damage and mix-ups.
The thing is that in the world of Street Fighter Third Strike, you could have the damage, but if people can parry you and then pick Yun and do Jene Jin, it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm reading like Akuma's not bottom. Okay, now bottom 3, bottom 5. There you go.
That's fair. Who was the best character in Third Strike?
Yun.
Okay.
Because you had Super Art 3. Super Art 3, even though it barely like does a lot of damage. The slowest normal you get in Jene Jin was 5 frames. You could take out a third of someone's life or half life, and then you can just set up a juggle that restores half of your bar. And SA3 is the short super, because it was an install.
Man, Third Strike. That is one of the games that I can honestly say I would love to go back and try and learn and play and fight, you know? So that brings me to my next question. Vinny, if you're okay with it.
Go ahead.
What's one game, I know we play a lot of fighting games, but what's one game that you've always thought was cool, but you never put any time into, and you've always thought, hey, I would love to go back and try that game or try and learn that game? And for me, like I said, Third Strike would be one of those games. Marvel 3 would be one of those games. What do you guys think?
I would like to answer this second, because my answer is going to be long.
So my answer, and Vinny might know this. This is probably before I met Vinny. Might have been. This is what I probably talked to him about the most. I've always wanted to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yep.
I
talked to me about this before.
I remember before I even knew Vinny, I would just come in and say, "Do you guys have that? Do you guys have that?" And, he had it once, and I could never buy it and look my wife in the face ever again because it's expensive. And I was able to play it once at a barcade in New York City, and it was just fun. I like Venom. I want to play as Venom. That's just my thing. He's my favorite Marvel character. And I did get to play once at a bar, and I was like, oh, that was so cool. I wish I could play that again. So that's one game that I never understood the hype for because I've never got to experience it other than cool Marvel and Capcom players are fighting against each other. But that's one game I'd love to explore.
Plus 5 Vinny point.
Man. So you talking about the first Marvel vs. Capcom, or are you talking like MVC2, or are you talking?
It'd be the second one. The second one had
Plus
mo-
10
a lot
Vinny
of flicking.
points.
Yeah, Venom's only in the second one, and that's what triggered me. Like, oh man, like I'd love to play as him in a fighting game. And I think he came out for Marvel vs. Capcom. I forget the newer one,
Infinite.
but he was
Infinite.
DLC. And I was just like, no, that's not. I want to play the original. I'm big into
Plus
the classic
15
game.
Vinny points. You're.
He was pretty cool in
That's a lot of flicking.
Infinite.
That's what it
But
is, yeah.
dude, you know what you should check out? They modded him into Marvel vs. Capcom
Yes.
3. I forget who they used for, but they brought back a lot of his moveset from 2 and everything. I mean, it was pretty cool. Vinny, do you remember who they modded it over? I
don't remember. I know they
It
just
looks
added,
really
like,
good,
a
though.
fuck ton of characters.
That's the one that came out 2017, right?
Infinite? Infinite
Or no,
was
so was it
20
Infinite or 3? I'm just thinking of
3
the
came
one
out
that
a
they put-
long time.
Yeah, 3 was like
Fuck, man.
PS3 era, 360 PS3.
Because I know there's Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on Steam.
So Ultimate is the one they use where they mod everything. They've
Oh, okay.
literally added in like the dream roster for a Marvel game. It's insane. They went on a fucking warpath. They're like, if you're not gonna do it, we're gonna do it.
I will say though, if I ever went back and learned Marvel 2, like Cyclops would be on my team because like he's my favorite X-Men. Like, I feel like Venom would be on there because he's pretty sweet. And I don't even know who the third character would be, but that roster is pretty sick.
Was Mega Man Zero in Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
No,
it's in
Just
Infinite.
Mega Man.
No, Mega Man Zero. Zero of Mega Man Zero appeared in SVC Chaos.
because he's my favorite. He's like the only Mega Man I actually like. So I was happy that he was an infant.
Yeah, down 5 Vinny points.
I mean, if you can sell me on, if we
Like the
talk
stock market
offline,
right now.
you can sell me on Mega Man. I would love to talk to you.
It's
more
hard
about
to sell
Mega Man.
people on Mega Man because the concepts never really changed.
I played the whole Zero collection.
Like,
I was into Zero.
The only time you can sell someone on Mega Man is, do you like chess-style games? You should try the Battle Network.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you like swords? Play Mega Man Zero and Mega Man ZX. You like platformers and shooting cool robots? You can play any Mega Man game. It's hard to sell Mega Man. It's just hard. I will say, though, Mega Man X is one of the best Super Nintendo games, top 10 easy. One of the best, like, I don't even know what you want to call them, Metroidvania, Mega Man, whatever, of the time. Plus, I think Mega Man X had the coolest bosses. Redeemed. You've got some points today, friend.
I'm trying to watch my mouth so I
Bro,
don't.
the
lose
more
it.
you want to talk about Marvel, the more points you get.
Ooh, then don't talk to me.
Now, you talk to Cap about Skullgirls.
So the question, you need to be very specific to me, the requirements for a game I never got to try. Does it mean that I don't touch the game at all? And I regret not touching that game?
Yeah, it's always one that you wanted to go back and learn if you maybe started it or never really something you would love to go back and just play, but you never had the time or whatever.
That's a very difficult question because we live in an age where I can just go to Fightcade and just try other games and do stuff. Like, for me, I've tried everything. Like, everything that I couldn't try, I already did, and I already know if I want to like put time, if I don't want to put a lot of time. Like, my answer would end up being just games that I don't give enough time.
Fine.
But
Give me one.
ooh, only one.
Only one. Get
Only one. I feel KI is like my number one because the thing is, back when this game was only Xbox exclusive, I really wanted to play this really, really badly. It's now on Steam. I do play it like once or twice a year, but I never really play the game. I really want to, but it's such a very different game for me. But I still try and I still enjoy the game. So that's why it's a very hard question, because another old game that I do try at least every 2 years to get into is Vampire Saving, because it doesn't have a zoner, and every character I want to pick gives me arthritis.
Fair. That's a fair answer.
So for me, it's a very hard question, because the only game I really want to pick up, but I can't because it literally doesn't have a scene unless it's a Discord, because the game no longer exists in like a main stage. You have to play the modded. Is Rising Thunder.
Yeah. I never got to play Rising Thunder. It looked cool, though.
That was the one game I wanted to play so badly in life. I missed.
Good. I
I'm
like that
looking.
answer, though.
I'm looking at Rising Thunder right now.
Yeah, I remember when they like announced it, and then it just never really didn't go anywhere.
That was my dream game. That was literally my dream game.
Oh, I do remember this game.
That game, I felt like that game they made it just for me. I missed it, and I've been like, I just want to cry every time I think of that game, because I just want to play that game. I want to play something like that. I mean, there's always Cyberbots.
You know what this reminds me of? You ever see that movie Real Steel with Hugh Jackman?
Oh God, please,
dude. Say what you want about that movie. I fucking love that movie.
No. It's not that. It's that if you really want to talk about Real Steel, the best comparison for Real Steel in a fighting game environment would be Metal Revolution.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, a few hours ago, the developer the developers just announced that they will be dispersing, so the game will not be.
Oh, that's a bummer, dude. That shit was like all over Evo last year.
I actually tried the first beta test, and I was really interested. I was looking forward to that.
It looked cool. The robots looked insane.
Oh yeah,
Shit
I'm
was
looking
all
at
over the place.
who's this gangster looking dude? Like this freaking mobster guy with a sword. That looks awesome.
I'm gonna
Damn,
hit
this
you.
this isn't coming out.
No, not anymore. I'm gonna hit you with a Rick question of my own. I remember it.
A Rick question of my
Rick
own.
question of my own because I remember it. So, if you were a fighting game character, what move would you absolutely need in your kit?
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
I already have my answer.
What is it?
I want to have Michael's sword.
You don't have what?
Michael's sword.
Michael's sword.
Michael's sword. Yep.
Some
What's
Marquise.
this from?
He has no idea where's it from.
Yeah,
But educate
It's
the
Sure.
people.
it's Justice's special move, half circle forward, slash or heavy slash move from Guilty Gear. What she does is she extends her hands and her fingers like a sword, and she basically smacks you to the other side of the screen.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now.
Justice was a boss character.
Yep, I'm looking at it. What is it? Far slash?
Half circle forward. It's Michael's sword. Not to be confused with Michael Blade, which is the super.
Yeah, this character just looks fucking sweet too.
It's sweet until you actually play high level.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at this. This is cool. It's literally called Michael's sword. Huh. Okay. So that's the move you would have to have in your kit.
Yes, that would be a defining move.
Okay.
What about you?
So this might be a niche answer, but in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle or All-Star Battle R, Joseph, my favorite Joestar, has a counter, and I love counters in games because it always keeps people on their toes. It's a good defensive thing, and Joseph specifically, his counter is when you hit into it, he will do what he does in the show, and he will say your next line is, and he will actually say,
Oh, young Joseph.
Young Joseph, yeah. So he will actually say your your opponent's character's line back to him before he says it. And he does that in the show. I find that so funny. So, like, if he hit me, if someone hit Joseph, he would turn around and be like, and your next line is, you're going to die. And then the character would literally say it and then get knocked out. And then it would actually make Joseph stronger. So, not only do I like counter moves, but also just that kind of, like, taunt with it is something I would love to have.
Unique answer. Like that. You get a JoJo. I'll plug it in now. There's a tournament on Monday.
Yes, that
Monday
game is
night.
wild.
We're using the
game
Xbox
is
version
wild.
because it is on Game Pass. If you have Game Pass, you should download it and enter. It's free. It's single elimination.
You don't want this smoke. I'm going to be there. I'm going to the finals. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh.
Saying it in the court.
Pat, I want the smoke.
We'll plug it in
I'm
now.
a JoJo noob. Let's do
We'll
this.
plug it in later. We're plugging it in now. JoJo tournament Monday night, 8 p.m. start time.
Meet
Fucking
me in
be
the
there.
finals. I'm saying
Be
it
there.
right now.
The
Heritage.
combos in that game are very satisfying. I don't know. It just like
God.
I feel just it. I don't know. They just feel right.
Also, the taunt that actually makes your opponent lose a bar of meter. Like, so many just, like, fun, stylistic things. And honestly, that's how I got into watching the show. So that game is what made me got into fighting games, actually.
Wow. Okay.
It is a fun game.
Speaking of JoJo, Heritage for the features what got me into reading.
Those are good. I don't read the manga, but I look at it for, like, I was telling Pat earlier, artistic value. and it actually helped me draw better. Right now I'm working on one of the junk food sticks. It's been rough, but I'm getting it. It's Jury cross Jolene.
Jolene's also one of my favorite JoJo's, so I'm happy you're doing her.
Like,
I gotta put some time into watching
Pat
JoJo.
And I told Q, I'm like, translating a non-JoJo character to JoJo art style, a lot harder than you think it is. You
I mean,
always-
he's built up that art style for years now, so it's one of those things. It might look easy, but whew, I don't envy you. I'm excited to
very,
see the final product.
very, very difficult. Never looks good. Never looks right.
If you get good at drawing JoJo, though, if you get good in that art style, I do have a project I've been trying to get a JoJo artist to make me. So
I'm practicing now, so
I
see what
will
happens.
give you an order. It's gonna cost me quite a bit of bucks, but I'll give you an order for sure.
We're working on it. Rick, you have the good
Did we talk-
questions.
Did we talk either video game soundtrack or video game song yet? Favorite
yet.
video game song?
Not yet.
Why don't we do that one?
Okay. Favorite video game track?
Does it have to be fighting? Does it have to be a fighting game?
Yes. Fighting
Okay.
video.
My answer's I already know my answer.
What do we got?
The CPS2 version of Cammy's theme in Super Turbo. Until this day, I have not found a single version remixed of that song that pleases me. I do not like any remixed version of that song.
To all of my music friends, I have a challenge for you. I'm kidding.
Yes, I mean, I can,
They're
yes.
Good too. Remix that song and make it good. By you, Pat.
So, I'm gonna say this one was a tight one, and I'm gonna give an honorable mention to it. Guile's theme is my second favorite fighting game song. Guile's theme from the Super Turbo. That was a great, just bass riddled song. That was amazing. But my new favorite, and I actually want to do a video about this, dissecting the song, is Necessary Discrepancy, which is Ramlethal Valentine's theme from Guilty Gear Strive.
Good tune.
There's a lot of weird instrumentation in there. I think there's a theremin in there. I haven't. So for anyone, I guess I can plug myself. Saying I usually do like analysis of video game soundtracks, and I haven't deep dived into that one yet. And I think there's just a ton of weird instruments on top of metal, and then there's two singers. It's just a wild ride, and it's a fighting game soundtrack.
So, can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So what do you think of Blue? Is it what's? All right, let me say the name proper.
Are you gonna say May's old theme song?
Yes, because the running joke, is that you can tell someone plays an instrument or are a musician the second they say that May's theme is the greatest theme of all time.
Blue Water, Blue Sky.
Blue Water, Blue Sky. That is correct. What is Pat's opinion of Blue Water, Blue?
So I've never actually heard that song. I can do it really quickly right now and give it a shot.
Do it while I
Do it, so I can go. So you can go like, this is the greatest song ever made
Wow,
in the
it's
history
alive.
of mankind. Literally every. No, I'm serious. I am
He's
dead
not wrong.
serious.
No
Everybody,
one's ever asked me to
everybody
do that.
loves that song.
Literally, you see a tier list, and when people put that song in S or like number 1, it's you automatically know they play an instrument.
Yes.
So this is the one from X, right? From
No,
it's-
you can use either X or you can use X2.
Okay, X2 comes up first with 1.1 million views, so that's got to be something special. Let me just say this quick. I'll only do a little bit.
Honestly, I'd rather you hear the whole thing first and then give an opinion.
As I
It's
talk-
one of those
as I-
songs.
As I talk to the chat, listen to the song and wait for your.
Okay.
Marquise, Disaster of Passion is top tier. Okay, stop. Nah, I was waiting to see what everybody's reaction would be. I like that song because I like the pop punk feel to it.
I am the disaster of passion. Yeah, it's a wild song.
But her
I prefer-
I will agree with everyone though. Her old theme was a lot better.
I have issues with the Strife soundtrack. You must understand that I've been playing Guilty Gear since XX. So the Strife soundtrack is one of those things that I don't have a super positive opinion on, but it's not like completely negative. There are some songs I really do enjoy, but man, it's just downhill when it comes to my comments about the soundtrack.
Fine. I mean, it's not my favorite either by any means. Everyone knows that. I have my specific picks from it that I do. I don't know. I've played Xrd for so long that I just got used to Xrd stuff, the Xrd songs.
Xrd is fine, but it's like the best way I can explain it is like playing Super Turbo for like 5 or 6 years, and then out of nowhere you hear Third Strike, and you're just what's with this hip hop stuff? So it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. I like Third Strike soundtrack, and I do like Street Fighter. Some of Street Fighter 3 soundtrack, but it's like a whiplash kind of thing.
Marquise says Gil's Street Fighter 3 theme is good.
It's good. I like Dudley's theme. Yun's theme gives me PTSD. Makoto's is fine. Ryu, I love Ryu's theme a lot. Well, but it's like my second to third favorite Ryu theme. Believe it or not, my favorite Ryu theme is Alpha 3's Ryu theme. But then again, I just really, really love Alpha.
So, for people that aren't noticing this, Rick has gone silent, and I have a reason why Rick has gone silent.
Because I hate this character.
That
on
character
screen.
he just beat up, he fucking cannot stand. He absolutely hates that character. If that character shows up on screen, you get negative 1,000 paparazzi.
Yeah, fucking powerhouse. Jay, you're moving your way down the list. You might even
What?
be at the bottom of the list.
What TJ combo?
Shadow Jay.
No. Shadow
Shadow-
Jago.
Oh, I've heard
Okay.
stories.
Everybody hates that fucking
I
character.
beat Shadow Jago in the last time I was in the courtroom, and I think that's the only reason why I'm allowed back. So
Yeah, you did. You beat it. You.
There was one night when we were playing lobby, and it was like Shrake, I think Gamer Dude, Jay, all three of them were just running me through the Shadow Jago gauntlet, and it was my fucking worst nightmare.
So I did listen to that song.
What's your opinion?
So first of all, thanks for letting me do my reaction skills live. It's a new thing for me. So I can explain to you why that song, everybody likes it, and why it's good, and why people enjoy it. And basically, it's and I don't mean this in a negative way. People don't like this adjective. It's a pop metal song. Pop metal, and I mean that as in it's catchy, it's fun, it's uplifting, it's fast. It has a lot of the elements that traditional metal has, without having the more niche fan base things like sludge metal and math rock. Like, it doesn't have those elements in it, so it's easy to listen to. It's fast, it's uplifting, it's perfect for a fighting game. It's a good song for that reason. It's a great tone. It doesn't do anything fancy, and I think that's another reason why people like it, because it's just a down home mama's cooking metal song.
No, okay. So you answered the basic question. Now comes the advanced. Why do musicians treat that like the second coming?
I have no idea. Probably because it's easy to play.
That would make sense.
A big thing that people don't realize about music, and especially people who make music, pop musicians understand why. Now, granted, I haven't played the song. I don't know the intricacies of how difficult this may or may not be to play. But when it comes to songs from popular games for characters you like, to be able to play their music is such a powerful thing. You know, you can connect with it on a whole new level. To learn a theme song from your favorite video game, or to learn, you know, the chords to your favorite song that you can sing, you know, to your girlfriend or your boyfriend or something. That is such a big thing. And I think that song, when I heard it, I was like, this seems like a lot of palm muting, a lot of chord changes, power chords, or maybe it's a drop D thing. It's not out of control to play. And I have a feeling that's why a lot of musicians like it. I mean, you say musicians, I mean, I'm a musician, but guys like Hans Zimmer might listen to it and just go, that was fun. You know, it depends on, there's a level of musicians that really like it. And I think a lot of newer musicians and just video game soundtrack fans would just get a kick out of it because it's a catchy metal song. Also, if you don't listen to a lot of metal and you're not really into metal, that's a kind of a fun, different thing that you would hear. It's like, oh, it's like a harder rock kind of thing. I only listen to the Beatles, you know?
I'm watching the game at the same time. So, okay, so that would make sense, because it's like people who don't play instruments like the song, but people who play instruments absolutely idolize that song.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know why, because I'm just like, okay, it's a really good song, like the entire soundtrack, but why? Like, why is so much hype over this one song?
It's probably fun to play too. Those kind of song structures are really easy to jam over. So again, if me and a buddy were playing and I had him playing the rhythm of that guitar, I could do a lot of soloing over that. And it's also a good song that I think acts as a good bed for a lot of trying solos out. And I mean that by, you can shred over it. You can play like blues chords.
Oh! Is this like his third counter?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, now I actually know the answer of the mystery of the overhyped May song. Thank you so much.
I wouldn't say I'm a Bible verse here, but that's from the quick one-time listen. I think that's what I would say about the song.
Well, you can make you can make like a video or like an essay out of it.
I might have to now. I might have to revisit some of the older Guilty Gear games after I finally do the newest one. I still have to do those once once Hogwarts Legacy.
I was just
oh
listening.
Jesus! Do me a favor. Do Strife first, and then if my challenge is do Strife first, then you have the option of either going from like Missing Link or X. Because the thing with Missing Link and X is that the soundtrack will sound very different from XX, because XX sounds more refined versions of the songs you're gonna hear. Since all of those songs are like basically riffs and inspirations from very specific metal bands, but when you hear it on the XX version, it's like a refined and more polished version of that song. You'll also notice something different if you play BlazBlue, because BlazBlue uses alternative metal, which it was basically a new thing for Daisuke to do at that time. So that was like, was that?
When did the game come out?
Oh, BlazBlue?
Yeah, because I'm just thinking alternate metal. There was a time where alternate metal was incredibly popular. It was kind of like the new wave. I'm trying to think like Korn, Slipknot, System of a Down.
2008.
So a little late, because I'm thinking of Linkin Park was probably one of the last like huge.
Wait, 2008? Let me double check. 2000. Yeah, 2000. Yeah, 2000.
Yeah, so I know like Linkin Park to me would be the most recent one that I could think of. But I mean, Korn and Slipknot, they've always been around, but the big hits were around the 2000s when people were really into it.
I mean, that does make sense. Taking inspiration from what was popular then and applying it. And it is Japan, and Japan does have certain genres that to this day may not be popular over here or in Europe, but they are popular over there.
They're pretty behind in terms of their musical taste, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but basically they're still very much into guitar music. Guitar is still like the main instrument there, where unfortunately now that's not so much the case with 2023 when it comes to American style music.
Now that you say that, it is kind of interesting that you did say that, because I know Japan went through like 3 Eurobeat booms.
Yeah, they're definitely more. They're at a different timeline than we are when it comes to musical taste. So that's why if you're a fan of, like, again, I listen actually to quite a lot of Japanese math rock, which is maybe weird to say, but it is. It seems a little bit. Their tone seems a bit more classic, like classic rock, but obviously it's a brand new song made in 2020.
So yeah, it's basically all on my end when it comes to like Guilty Gear music stuff. Like I would, it's a real treat for metalheads when they hear like pre-XX and then XX.
Got any more questions?
Um,
You can think of before we spin the wheel of fate.
are you gonna ask them their dream fighting game?
I was going to, but I want to see if you had anything left.
Okay.
That was my last question.
Let's see. I'm always curious about this. What is one fighting game mechanic that you played throughout all of your fighting games that you played that you really enjoy, and then one you really hate? So, for example, like in Killer Instinct, right? The instinct meter is a fighting game mechanic, right? You have to build it up. You get special abilities. Everybody's got something different. Guilty Gear, right? Burst meter, or tension gauge, like that is a fighting game mechanic. You know what I mean? So, what's one of your favorite ones that you guys have played through and you love and you feel like every game should have? And then what's one of the worst ones that you feel like is just absolute trash and that should never be in a fighting game again?
Oh, I know the one I hate. Oh, I know the one I hate. The one I really... That's the hard question.
Yeah, and maybe it's not like a mechanic per se, but maybe it's like I don't know if gimmick's the right word or something.
I got it. I know which one I like a lot.
What do you got?
Okay.
EX mode low health from SNK games. I would like fighting games to have that more.
So basically, that's like you got low health, comeback mechanic, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a combat mechanic that you constantly have super meter. Level 1 super meter, but you always have super. So your entire combat mechanic is either proper execution and hit confirmed. The one I hate? Oh boy! Okay, I'm gonna keep it PG here.
I can't wait to hear this.
I absolutely loathe the Vorpal system from Under Night.
Yeah. I know a few people that dislike that.
Why do I hate the Vorpal system? Because the Vorpal system prevents you from full zoning in that game. Oh, but Batista's a zoner. Oh, but Hilda's a zoner. Yeah, but they have to get in. But they have to do 50-50 mix-ups. Why? Because if you laser people all day, your opponent gets full Vorpal, and then they can go full screen at you. They get Vorpal, and that's 50. That's like less than 50% health on your end. Plus, you're getting hit by Oki.
For the record, fuck Batista.
I don't hate the character. I just hate Vorpal. And Vorpal, like most people say that Batista is like Guile, but I disagree. I tell people that Batista's what happens if Ino became Guile.
Get what just happened on screen, a dead skeleton.
Did you see that fucking 62%er?
Yeah, that was...
Yep.
Pat,
I'm sorry.
What
I've
about
been
you,
trying
friend?
to like mute. I've been trying to like mute my mic when I play because I know I'm very clickety clack on my stick here. So
But that's the best part.
I find it very soothing when I listen to fighting game buttons being hit.
I do too.
But yeah, I like that answer though. The Vorpal system.
Pat, what about you?
So the one that I think I like the most, and oh boy, I hope I don't forget it because I was thinking about the one that I hated the most. What I like the most is finishers. In whatever way, shape, or form, I think a finisher is crucial in a fighting game. To do a fatality, a super move, JoJo's, GHAs, you want to be able to do. You want to feel powerful in a fighting game. You know what I mean? You want to feel strong. Ultra combo. When you're playing Killer Instinct, you want to just be like, hey, I'm the best. I'm great. I just want to fight. That's exciting for the player. So it's important to have elements like that that make you feel good. Even the worst player ever, if they can pull off a combo and then all of a sudden they get a fatality or something like that, they feel great. They're going to want to keep playing. So I think without that, you're going to get a lot less newer players playing the game. And I think for my most hated game, and this is maybe going to be more of a discussion.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be pretty exciting. So there's a character, Phoenix, in Marvel vs.
Oh
Capcom.
yeah, I know where you're going with this.
So there is a famous clip, and I encourage people to watch this video. I don't remember exactly in video.
Phoenix.
It's when this guy is trash talking. I forget his name, but he's trash talking this guy and said, "Oh, he beat those people, but he could never beat me in Marvel vs. Capcom." And these guys have an exhibition and they play together. And
This is my game. Is that are you talking about Filipino champ versus King Blue River?
I think so. It's the one where the announcer at the very end of the game is just screaming, "This is justice! This is justice!" It is. I don't even remember exactly what it is, and you guys would probably know better than I would. But that character, that guy who is talking the trash, is using Phoenix, and the character who you're rooting for, who's not he's not saying anything in the game. He's just good. He is using Hulk, and Hulk is a big damage dealer.
Yeah, that's Filipino champ versus King Blue River.
Yeah, so Hulk is obviously a damage dealer. Phoenix is a glass cannon. But after a while, and I don't understand this mechanic, Phoenix literally becomes unbeatable. Like this guy who is arguably one of the best players in the world, and Marvel vs. Capcom cannot beat Phoenix when she's completely maxed out. And
about 4.
And I'm like, how is this a game? How? Like, it kind of removes the skill level of it, where it's just like you only have this small window to kill this opponent, or you will lose the game. And I that to me goes against everything a typical fighting game does. I mean, look at Killer Instinct right now on the screen. It's tight, and that's what's so fun about it. It's not just like, oh, if I just get this up, you're going to lose, even if you have 3 characters still left in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Man, if you think that's bad, wait until you see Moradoom. Moradoom is that, but in the first 3 seconds.
And I think those kind of elements they don't mesh with how the fighting game flow kind of works.
Oh, mechanic I think you're looking for is X Factor.
Possibly. I have no
X-Factor.
idea.
Fucking hated everybody hated X Factor. But it was so powerful that you felt like a god.
And that's the trade-off, right? You want people to feel powerful,
Yeah.
like my argument with the fatalities, but you want things to be fair, and that people are like, okay, well, you have to pick Phoenix, or you have to pick this character.
To be fair,
Or
you got plus 10 more points because, yeah, fuck Phoenix.
that's such a great video, that those two battling it out, and it's a good excuse it's a good reminder to stay humble and be respectful. But I watched that whole thing and I was just like, man, that sounds like an awful thing that Phoenix can just get. It's perfect for like the bad guy in that story to have.
Good answers. So, the last question before we spin the wheel for Sunday. What would be your guys' dream fighting game?
I mean,
Like
kind of
this-
hard for me.
This game is so far out there that it's a literal dream. It's probably never going to happen. But you would flip a script if it happened.
Rising Thunder.
I respect the answer.
I mean, like, if you want the elaborate answer, it's basically make a sequel for Tech Romancer, but actually be like balanced and like, properly done so it can be competitive. I don't care about mechanics. I don't care about anything. Give me like a sequel to Tech Romancer and I'm happy. Or give me like a sequel to Cyberbots, or I just want a robot game. I just want a game that I can play robots and I have a zoner that doesn't have a DP and just dies if he gets like touched. But I want character to like full screen blow people and it's not a polarizing character. That's all I want.
All right. Respectable answer. Pat, what about you?
So I'll have a normal answer and then I'll say a ridiculous one.
Okay.
And Vinny, you might know this one. Please, for the love of God, remaster Godzilla Kaiju Daikason, the game that never existed in the U.S. and it was a 2D Godzilla fighting game that looked amazing.
Is that the Super Nintendo one?
Yeah, like it doesn't exist anywhere else, and I'm kind of bringing this up because I'm hoping Vinny be like, Pat, I can get it for you. We'll play it together. But he hasn't spoken up yet.
I can try to find a way.
Yeah, like let's talk about that, Vinny, because that's something that never existed, and I found out it existed, and I was like, this sucks because I just want to play it.
It sucks because it was... it's okay.
It's not even that good?
No, it's not that good.
Oh my god. See, I didn't even know it wasn't that good. It just looked good.
That's why I didn't say anything.
But does anything make
So-
that?
I was
but
gonna
do it
let you
better?
have your moment and then squash it with, yeah, it's like
Oh.
low mid tier.
So make that better and release it on modern consoles. You could do the same thing that we've done with all these games and just make it great. We want Godzilla. Give us Godzilla Toho.
So I'm seeing that there's a bunch of positives for me for this game. There's 2 Mechagodzillas. Gotengo is a character for some reason. But the only bad thing about this game is it has no Jet Jaguar.
Yeah, that was one of my biggest problems with it. Jet
And
Jaguar
make
is
it-
fucking awesome.
Add it in. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying release it now. I'm saying remake it. Put all the fun stuff in it. Give me the legendary characters. Give me it all. I don't even think Mothra's in it. And Mothra's my favorite kaiju.
I've never heard you this fucking amped up.
I haven't. No one will listen to me about this, Vinny. So, and I thought Vinny's my only chance. Of being able
Japan,
to play
listen, if you're watching,
Let's get
make
let's
this
get
man's
John,
dream come true.
Let's get John Toho on the line and say, "Give us this game." But that's my reasonable ask, by the way. And if
Alright.
I had to pick a ludicrous game, give me like a Digimon versus JoJo game. Just blend 2 of my loves and give me a like, Digimon
What a
Rumble
wild
Arena.
game that would be.
Exactly, because could you imagine like all the styles, the smack talk, the crazy powers? It doesn't fit, and it fits at the same exact time.
What Digimon character would you play in that
Ah.
Digimon JoJo character game?
I really like the new Digimon series out right now on Crunchyroll, Ghost Game. Gamamon is the cutest, but yet the most powerful, and you root for him. And I don't know. I think I'm just in love with this little character. I would definitely play as him to start it off because he is just an adorable piece of, like, I don't know. He just destroys people.
Man,
That is a fucking really bizarre answer.
Yeah, I gave you a reasonable one, and I gave you a crazy one.
I think
gave
that's
you
probably
both.
the most out there answer I've ever received.
I
Honestly,
think you've said that to every one of my answers, to be honest with you, Vinny.
honestly, I've seen what IDW publishes. This does not surprise me.
I mean, I'm down for it. It'd be cool.
Right, no
You know
one
what
would
my-
argue if you made it.
Fucking War Greymon better be in it.
You could do,
You know-
honestly, they could do Digimon and One Piece because they're both owned by Bandai. So they could do that. That'd be sick.
you know what answer I gave for this answer? I said, let me get a tag fighter for Killer Instinct. Let me just 2v2, all the same mechanics. Just let me tag in characters. You can pick up any character you want, have cool ass tag combos. That was my answer.
I'll give you the same answer about that as I did when I heard about Project L. Is it Project L? Project
Yeah,
M?
Project
Project
L.
L.
That game's gonna be sweet.
I was like, yeah, this game looks cool. It's a tag P2. And I'm out. I'm not interested anymore.
Damn.
And it's going to be one of those active tag games too. So you can call in, just like Infinite, you can call in your partner, your assist, and continue the combo.
The second you tell me it's a tag game, that's the moment you lose my.
Listen, think about how cool this would be for Killer Instinct, though, right? I'm doing some cool ass TJ juggle combos, and then I call in Maya to do her like double dagger, like jump in the air to bring him down to the ground for a ground bounce and continue the combo with that.
You're forgetting something very important. You do this, the damage is gonna get scaled so low, and then like combo breaker opportunities are going to be a lot more abundant.
But counter breaker opportunities are going to be much more abundant too. Imagine like Aghanos and Spinal teaming up.
You just
Right?
want the dance to continue. You want to have a much longer dance than traditional.
Look at
fight.
this. Like, imagine this. All right, let me put this out there. You got Spinal throwing out all the skulls. You got the playground of hell right there. You call in Aghanos, he pops Instinct. Skulls are still going. He's got the breadstick out, and he's hitting the skulls back and forth. He's able to interact with skulls, and it's just chaos. It's chaos. How sick would that be? Bone Man and Broccoli.
I like it. Sold me on the name.
Right?
Bone Man.
Be great.
Alright. It's that time.
It's that time.
We must spin the wheel.
Yes.
So this is
How,
for those
how many people
that
did we get?
So I have two people on here. One is a fill-in because Piffy doesn't know if he's going to be able to play. So Piffy and Viking are technically quote-unquote fill-ins. If one of them can't play, the other one will play. Viking is going to commentate either way. He is free. He is free to commentate finally. But we have 10 altogether. So it'll be a 5v5
Cool.
just like KI. So we'll run down a quick set here. So the Wheel of Fate will decide who's on what team. The first two people picked are the captains of the teams. By Sunday, by 8 p.m., I need from the captains their team name and their team running order. The opposing team will not know their running order. Only I will know the running order because it makes it more interesting. So, we have Juice, we have Tevo, Viking, Piffy, Hutch, Paparazzi, Dubis, Samba, Dandy, and Wasabi Man, who have stepped up to our first Team Strive exhibition. We've never done a team exhibition for Strive, so this will be fun. And here we go. Captain number 1 will be Hutch Can't Clutch. Captain number 2
Spin
at
the
moment
wheel.
will be Viking. If it's not Viking, whoever is second will take Viking's place. Alright, here we go. Going to Team 1. Will be Piffy.
Are you writing this down?
Yes. Which makes this work out great because, like I said, if one of those two can't play, it'll even it back out. Going to Team 2. Will be Tevo.
Hello.
Team 1 will
E
get...
to the BHO. That's how you spell turbo.
Team 1 will get Goobus. Team 2 shall get Space Dandy.
Dandy dandy.
That's a good show.
This is a great... 4 people left. Team 1 will get Wasabi Man. Team 2 shall get Juice.
Juice and Tevo.
Team 1 shall get Paparazzi.
Yeah, I wasn't picked last.
And Samba will be on Team 2. So, for those... So, Team 1. I don't know how you stopped being sub, but thank you for resubbing, Viking. So, Team 1 will be Hutch, Piffy, Dubis, Wasabi Man, and Paparazzi. Team 2 will be Viking, Tevo, Dandy, Juice, and Samba.
Cool.
I know everybody. I know all your guys' characters, and I could see a crazy match happening.
What so are we doing first to fives?
First to fives. Every match will be a first to 5.
Look at that. That's
You see him
messed up.
stomping? Oh, you're
Yeah.
I will post that in the server in the morning. And captains will... I want a team name and your running order. I'll put the Team 1, Team 2 things back up like we did for KI. We'll go from there. I watched this wolf throw rocks around on my screen.
Perfect.
Waiting for this
That
match
sounds
to
great.
end.
I'm still working on my little character situation with KI. I'm still like having my doubts on like character selection, but I still keep defaulting to Fulgor.
Oh, we're sick,
Yeah,
though.
if you want to play, 'cause you have it on PC, right?
Yeah, I have it up.
Yeah.
Guys
That-
play, like every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're always messing around with new characters too. So
Come on, Wolfman, get in there.
I'm just gonna put this out there. Why not a little Saberwolf action for you?
I actually played Saberwolf back in the first KI.
Yeah, he's got an Eclipse, which is like a flash kick. He doesn't have a projectile, so
I've just been trying to get into my Zoner rules, but by the time the last season of KI came, Fulgor just became a whole different character. And then I just keep messing with other characters, and I'm just like, they're great, they're cool, but man, Fulgor's and he's good. But it's like it meshes and it doesn't mesh at the same time. I've just been on that back and forward like every day.
what about Gargos?
I actually tried Gargos, and that character is like the closest to what I want in a character.
See, I listen. Why not make it happen? We don't really
Isn't
have
that
a Gargos.
character? Isn't that character like not?
Argos?
Not what?
Isn't that character like not?
I've gotten fucked up by Gargos multiple times.
Bro, that means nothing to me. I played Axel in Exert for years, and I've won tournaments with that character in local. The second you touch a major or a regional, forget it. That character doesn't get out of unless you're carrying that character.
I like how Dandy's trying to stomp on me.
Alright. Rick, you got anything else in the tank?
No, did you talk about the events coming up?
I was going to if we were out of 50.
Yeah, I mean it's 10:19. Let's get it going.
So, as it's on screen again, Winter War 4 is coming up at the shop. It'll be the 25th. We have Guilty Gear, Tekken 7, and Killer Instinct, and as always, there will be a spot for free play. Then Monday, we talked about this like a little while ago, doing a JoJo bracket for All-Star Battle R using the Xbox version. It's on Game Pass. Single elimination. It'll be fun.
Catch me in the finals. Don't worry about it. You can watch me win.
Pat claims he's gonna take the whole thing.
This is it. This is my game. This is my game. Let's do it.
I think Piffy's got something to say about that, but he's not
That's
here
what
right now.
you're gonna see. Pat and Piffy in the finals. The grudge match after he beat me in Guilty Gear Strive when I didn't know how to pick the right character, which I only found out yesterday. So it's gonna be payback to the highest degree.
I'm Pat talking all kinds of shit, and I love it.
I'm gonna beat the guy who taught me everything I know. This is it. The student will surpass the master.
This is great.
That's what we got coming up over the next week. The week after that, I believe the 5th, I will not be here. That is my birthday, so I will not be around. So the 5th will be empty. Go downtown. Play the game downtown. Pretty sure they're playing Tekken. Play Tekken, go downtown on the 5th.
I might have to go down there.
I might go
I've
down
been
there
getting
too.
myself into a little yecking lately. Did you talk about the 25th?
I did, yes. That was the first thing. Winter War 4. Guilty Gear, KI, and Tekken 7. With the little action. It'll be streamed here, so. Start time, signups, I believe, are open at 11:30. Tournament start times, I think 1, if I remember correctly. So, watch old man TJ fight a gladiator from
Bruh, toss.
Sierra. Thank you again to our sponsors, Shrunk Food Custom Arcades, Micro Game, Syracuse Sucker Punch, and our brothers over at Attack from All Sides. Thank you again. Shout outs to DJ Silence for the music that he allows me to play opening so we don't have dead air anymore. Thank you to our guests tonight, Cap and Pat. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Always fun just talking about fighting games. For those of you that are in the server, there is a section that I'm now going to look at more called Community Roundtable Topic Ideas. Drop some ideas in there so I have stuff to pick from. Mostly, you know, if you want to talk about just straight up fighting game soundtracks for a night, we can do that. If you want to talk about fighting, like, collections, we can do that. Drop me your ideas down there in the Discord. But when's this round table with the Three Stooges from the store? That's going to be a special one. I still have to figure that one out. Let's see if Old Man Combo can bring this one back before we sign off for the night.
Oh, this would be a crazy comeback if I do.
Here we go.
Answer was sadly no.
Wait.
Nope, I had already used the last breath. Oh, good stuff, boys.
Thank you again,
Thanks for
everyone.
coming on.
Hopefully we see you. If you don't go downtown, see you Sunday night here in the chat for some Guilty Gear Strive team.
I'll be there on the 25th. If my job doesn't call me by then, I'll be there on the 25th. Pot Monster and KI.
Yeah, sweet. I got a speaker this time, but if you want to bring your Bose speakers, that's cool.
I'll bring myself just.
You want to get the store sounding like an arcade again? I am all about it. You've been approved.
Hell yeah.
And
Glad to hear that.
That day when Third Strike and KI were both going at the same time was glorious. I thought I was a kid again.
Bringing back the memories.
Hearing that smooth hip hop jazz of Third Strike and that crazy ass fucking Nick Gordon soundtrack going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for tonight, guys. Thank you again. And we will see you Sunday.
Take care.
Bye, buddy.
Good night. And good luck. And if Pat's lucky, I'll find a way to play that Godzilla Super Nintendo game so he can be disappointed with me.